Hi everybody, this is Pete with a how to play video of Dragonspark. Now this has been kind of requested of me, so I'm not going to do a full playthrough, of course, but I just wanted to give everybody a good idea of how the game flow kind of works and how the system itself works. When you first get the game, you're going to get a whole bunch of cards consisting of a bunch of skills. On the other side, there's going to be a ton of monsters. You're going to take all the cards and basically separate them into certain piles. And setup will basically have these 3 dragons would be one pile. The next thing you're going to be looking for when you separate is going to be the 8 hero cards that you'll get. That's going to be in one separate pile. You'll get 2 skill cards. You'll know that these are different than the skill cards in the deck because these are going to have references on the back. So you'll separate those, and then everything else will be skill cards and then monster cards. You'll make sure that these are all facing the exact same way, so you'll have all the monsters on one side and then all the skills on the other side. This is what is called your game deck, and this is kind of what runs the deck and the game for the most part. So after you've separated everything, you're going to shuffle the game deck. After you're done shuffling the deck, you're going to then take your dragon cards and then what I call blindly. You're going to blindly, without looking, select one of these dragons. And today we've got the fire dragon here. So the fire dragon will kind of go through, but that's what we're going to be fighting first. The idea is to fight the fire dragon and then the poison dragon and the ice dragon. After you fight the fire dragon, and once you're done with that, hopefully you can get all the way through, because then you'll be able to gain its weapon, in which the weapon you use would be strong against the ice dragon here. I believe it's the ice dragon. Now I don't even remember, but oh no, it's the poison dragon. That's right. Sorry, I've been play testing with the expansion, so I'm getting confused with all this stuff. But we've got the Cinderspark. So if you make it all the way to the end, you get the Cinderspark, which is good against the poison dragon, kind of like Mega Man style, if you want to think of it that way, or paper, scissors, rock. So you'll place the other 2 dragons off to the side for now. Then, again, you're going to blindly shuffle the hero cards. And again, these are the 8 hero cards. And then draw 4 of them. Place the other 4 that were not drawn out of the game. And from the 4 that we've selected, or that we've drawn, we're going to select one of them as our hero to be throughout the game. Let's go with the Barbarian. He's pretty well-rounded. Basically, what we're looking at here is, I'll try to get this. You should see this camera setup. It's, Steven Spielberg over here. Basically, you got a name and then an ability just below that. That ability will only kick off when you play a certain card. I'll explain that in a second. Underneath that, of course, you got the image and then its basic stats. This can hold 3 gem cards. It's going to only be able to hold 6 skill cards. Max health is going to be 18. Defense is 2, and then 3 attack. Underneath that is how many of what items it can hold. So it can actually hold 2 weapons, which is fantastic. Only 1 armor, 1 trinket, and then it can hold 2 consumables. So we're going to take the hero card, and we're going to just kind of place them off to the left here as a reminder of what its ability and all of its stats do. The 3 cards that weren't chosen, you're going to flip these over, and these are going to be your starting skill cards. Then, with those starting skill cards, you're going to add the hero skill and the basic skill. The basic skill, basic. It's the most basic of skills, really. It's just going to allow you to do one of 2 different things. The other skill is the hero skill, and this is what I kind of alluded to earlier. Basically, this is going to allow you to do your hero special skill. But we'll explain all that as we kind of go through the gameplay. The other thing that we're going to pay attention to and set up is we're going to gain 3 of these energy discs. And then we're going to have a pile of gems here. And then we've got 3 different color dice. These are going to represent health, basically monsters, defense, and then poison, if you're going to poison any of the creatures themselves or the monsters themselves. These colored cubes will actually be used to annotate what we have as our starting health and defense. And then the green ones would only be used for poison if we get poisoned as well. So let's set up our starting health. Now we've got this tin. This tin's pretty fancy. It's got all the good stuff that you're going to need to know in it. It actually goes through everything that I'm going to tell you, plus some extra rules for poison and some stuff on the right hand side. So nice little reference inside and a great way of keeping track of your health. So our barbarian has 18 life, so I place 1 red cube on the 10 side of the lid there, and then I would place 1 red cube on the 8 on the inside there. And as I lose health, I would just move the cube down inside of here. So this would represent 10 with a 2 there, so being 12. But again, we start off with 18. Then we've got a starting shield or defense of 2. The other blue cube we could just put back for now, as we don't have any more than 10 block. All right, we're basically ready to start. Now, with our dragon card, we're going to flip this over, and this is going to show us what our wave structure is going to look like in this fire dragon hunt. So the first wave, if we have killed 2 dragons, we're going to be drawing extra cards. The lighting's kind of bad, but I assure you, you can actually see this pretty well in person. But basically, we haven't killed any dragons. So this first wave, nothing special is going to happen. However, once we get to like we'll say the third wave, this is when we're going to actually start gaining points. So if I can make it through the third wave, I can just say, you know what, screw it, I'm going to go straight to the dragon. However, I'm only going to gain 1 point. And the idea of the game is to kill all 3 dragons and gain the most points. So if I can make it through all 5 waves and kill the dragon and move on to the next dragon and do that, 3 times, the max I can score is 9 points via the waves here. So if I don't kill a dragon and the dragon kills me, I get no points. So you need to be able to beat all of the dragons in order to score really good points there. All right, then at the very bottom, I kind of already alluded to that earlier, but that's a special weapon that you'll only get if you can defeat the dragon at level or wave 5. But we're on wave 1. So first thing that we're going to do is place that there, and we're going to take a look at our starting skill cards. Now this will only happen on our starting skill card when starting the game. The basic and the hero skill, and then we've got our other 3 skills. We're going to look at the very bottom of all of these, and we're going to see these little icons here. This is what's going to show us our very starting wave. So we're on wave 1. How many monsters are in there? Well, 2. There's only 2 little card icons there. So we're going to flip over 2 cards from the game deck. Now, on each monster here, we've got some information. So this Necromancer is going to have some stats as well. So it's going to do 2 damage. It's got 4 life. It's got 2 defense. And then as a reward, it'll give me a gem. That's pretty nice. It's going to have a little ability there that will activate. So this one's a passive ability, whereas this Widow right here is an ambush ability. So ambush will happen as soon as it comes out. So once this monster comes out, you activate it and then you do the thing. Yeah, we'll get through the rest of this, but basically this is loot. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Actually, let me go through the deck so I can kind of show you guys how loot would work in this game, because I want to kind of showcase a little bit of everything here. Let me find a card. Let's do something that's not too crazy. Yeah, I'll go for a Rat King. So we'll get rid of the Widow for now. We'll go for the Rat King, and I can show you the third type of skill monsters actually have as well. So this Rat King here, as you can see, it's starting stats there. You got 1 attack, it's got 5 life, so it's going to be a little bit harder to kill. Only 1 defense, that's not too bad. And then it's going to give us a loot, which is what that little treasure chest icon is. Oh, yeah, there we go. Then it's got the third type of skill buff. So this is going to say all other monsters gain +1 block. Buffs will always affect other monsters. So once all the other monsters are dead, then this won't matter anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at our skills. We always attack first. We're always going to be the ones that start off the battle. And how we do this is we're going to take a look at the cards that we have in our hand. And we've got some energy to play around with. Each one of these skills has a cost up in the top. And I think what I would like to do is, wow, this is going to be a little bit rough, but that's okay. So we're going to have, okay, we want to try to take out this Rat King, and I can show you how some of this works. So this basic skill card, I'm going to show you how this works. This is attack 1 monster, or I can gain 2 block. I think I'm going to attack the monster. This is going to cost me 1 energy, and I place 1 energy on top of the basic skill. That's going to do how much damage? Well, I'm attacking 1 monster, and my attack, according to my barbarian, is 3. So I'm just going to take 1 die, and I'm going to place it here. However, he's got at least 1 block of 2, or I'm sorry, 1. So he's only going to take 2 damage instead. Now, one thing that's pretty cool about this game is they have block, but as soon as you remove their block, it's gone until the beginning of the wave. And this is all explained on the turn structure, and wave structure is on the other side. But the turn structure basically will explain how everything works step by step, so there's no confusion. And that's going to be on the back of the hero skill card and the basic skill card. All right, so we've done some damage there, and we keep going. We've got enough energy to keep doing some stuff. So I think, oh boy, what have I done? All right, here we go. Now we're organized. So I think I'll show you this. So yeah, growth. This is going to let me play an energy, and it lets me reclaim 1 skill. Well, this skill was used, so I can reclaim this. And this is going to go back into my hand. I do still lose this energy for this turn, but I regain all 3 energy when I at the start of my next turn. This will allow me to play basic skill again. Oop. And that's going to be that. And that's another 3 attack. And the cool thing is it's got 2 damage on it. There is no more block with the Rat King, so I can go ahead and kill this Rat King. And as soon as I do, the Rat King is going to immediately, oh gosh, it's going to immediately reward me. So the reward, like I said, is going to be a loot card. So I discard this. This goes into a discard pile, and then I gain loot. All right, we've got this Lazarus armor. Now, anytime I gain loot, I'm only looking at the bottom. The monster no longer matters. So I got some Lazarus armor. My barbarian could hold armor, and this is actually a great piece of armor to have. The Lazarus armor is going to bump my attack from 3 to 5. Oh yeah, baby, that's nice. All right. However, I'm out of energy, and I still got some cards left I can play. I can gain 1 energy until the end of this turn. That's what this focus card does, and that's pretty nice, and it doesn't cost me any energy. However, I don't have enough energy to technically play any of my other cards. Poison Bomb, but I don't want to do that, and my hero skill costs 2. However, I can always set a card. All cards will have this text that's on the side, minus the 2 basic cards, so your hero skill and your basic skill cannot be set, which there's a reminder right there. But setting a card, when you set a card, you turn it sideways. It doesn't cost you any energy. It's a free action, but you can only set 1 card per turn. This will let me gain 1 energy. I can do just 2 damage to a monster, or I can heal 1 life. That's what setting a card does. So I can show you a whole gambit here. So this is going to let me gain an extra energy. Cool. Let me return this energy back, and I'm going to set a card. So I'm going to set this Poison Bomb, which will let me gain a 4th energy. And that's going to be enough energy to play this hero skill. Let's show you how this works. Perform your hero's special skill. Well, my hero's special skill allows me to stun 1 monster. And when you stun a monster, you turn a monster sideways. That means on their next turn, when they would attack me, they won't. They will not attack me. They're stunned. And I can attack 1 monster. So that's what my frenzy skill does on my barbarian. So I'm stunning them, and I'm going to be able to do 5 damage. Now, that's not enough to kill it. So it actually has 2 block here, and I would be able to do a max of 3 damage because it has 2 defense. Now I've removed the 2. So currently it has 1 life left, which is a bummer, but that's all right. Let's keep reading on. The next thing it says, then I rest. What rest does is I get to take all of the skill cards that I had played, and if I did not play any this turn, or if I played a whole bunch last turn, I get to take all the cards that are in my current discard pile, and I get to place them back into my hand, which is quite nice. However, I must immediately end my turn, and that's basically how the turn works for the hero. Now, it's the monster's turn. Monster stunned, I have nothing to worry about. However, it does recover its 2 defense back, and it removes stun at the start of every single turn. This is what is called upkeep, and that's, again, right here on the back of the card, and it tells you all that fun stuff there. All right, so Necromancer's back. No worries there. What I'm going to do now is I could just simply attack one monster. I think I will. That's going to allow me to do 5 damage. Of course, it's got the 2 block, but 3 damage will go through. That will kill this monster. Monster's dead. I get 1 yellow gem. That's pretty nice. Monster goes into the discard pile. And I place the yellow gem on top of my hero. And that gem, I'll kind of explain here in a second, which is pretty neat. However, that is the end of the wave. I've beaten the wave, and that feels pretty good to do so. Now, what I'm going to do is the card that I played just now, that's going to stay in play. I haven't rested, so I still have only these cards left, and that's basically all I've got. However, once I've completed a wave, I get to move the little cube that I forgot to place on here, but I have a little cube showing me that I'm on wave 1, moving to wave 2, and anytime I finish a wave, I get to take 3 cards from the bottom of the deck, and I look at them. I look at them good, and I look at them hard. Basically, these are 3 brand new skill cards that I can choose from, and I'll take the phone here. All right, so 3 skills. We've got Disease, perfect. We've got Insight, all right, and then we've got Isolate. Oh boy, if this wasn't ominous enough. So a couple things we're looking for without a little bit of shine. Yeah, shine. So basically what we're looking at is almost like Mage Knight style. We've got some skills up top, skills down bottom. I can always play a gem to charge the skill for the better action. So we've got that yellow gem now, right? Let me place this back where it was. So the yellow gem can actually help us charge this if we took this. So Insight would cost 1 energy if this was the card that I'm going to draft, I suppose. And then I can play this card to discard 1 skill, then reclaim 1 skill. So kind of nice. It's not as good as my other card. However, I can charge it, and I can discard 2 skills to reclaim 2 skills, which is also pretty nice, and only 1 energy. But whatever card that I choose is setting myself up with the next wave. So wave 2, I would be drawing out 4 monster cards. So maybe I want to wait on this. Maybe I want to choose one of the other cards. Maybe I want to choose Disease instead. I know I don't have a green gem, but you know, the future's bright. Plus, I already got a card that lets me do some poison. So maybe that's what I want to do. Poison's pretty simple in this game, but it acts different depending on the monster and the hero. Basically, monsters will gain damage every single turn, or at the end of every single turn, and they just keep accumulating damage for each poison they have. However, with the hero, the poison, say I have 3 poison, if my health ever gets down to 3, I lose the game. So my health doesn't get to 0 anymore. Now my I guess end state has been pushed to the right from 0 to 3. So the more I'm poisoned, the worse off I'm going to be. So that's kind of how poison works for both the hero and the monsters. Now, like I said, this is just going to keep going on and on and on until you have completed all 5 waves. And then at that point, you can choose to draw the dragon and fight that dragon. But I'm going to kind of show you how that works real quick. So the dragon has 3 attack. It's got 30 life. Oh my God. And then 1 defense. Now, I am not built for this whatsoever, but I just wanted to show you at least one around how this works. So he's got this passive ability. At the end of each hero turn, your hero is dealt 2 damage. So not great, but, or I'm sorry, at the start of each hero turn, my hero is dealt 2 damage. So not great, but that's okay. We can manage. We can do this. I'm going to take my basic skill back into my hand because I have no idea how I'm going to beat this with only 1 skill card, but that's okay. I'm going to do my best. So he's going to do 2 damage to me. That kind of sucks, but I've got at least 2 block. Not a big deal. We just reduced that down to 0, and I still have 18 life. Cool. Now it's my turn, so let's do some stuff. All right. I'm going to start off by adding a little bit of poison so you can see how this works. I add 1 poison to the dragon. I'm going to place 1 green die right there. Then, that cost me 1 energy, of course. And then I'm going to do... I can play my basic skill. This will allow me to stun the dragon, which is nice. And then I'm going to do 5 damage. Now, you might be questioning, well, why not just always stun this dragon? Actually, I'm only going to do 4 damage. Why not always just stun the dragon? Well, the dragon's almost always going to go, but we'll get through that in a second. Then We'll just set a card so you can see how that works. So we're going to set this. I already removed its one block that it currently has. So I'm going to be able to do, I'm setting this for 2 damage. So I'm going to bump that up to 6. So he currently has 24 life left. There it is. That's math. We're doing it, guys. All right. So I'm going to remove these real quick. I'm going to say that that's the end of my turn. We'll say I did a really lousy turn. These cards stay here in the center. I have not reclaimed them and I have not rested. So these basically are just in play in like a player discard area. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, all right. So let's show you what the dragon's going to do. Now the dragon's really cool because this will activate some stuff. Now, first thing you're going to do when you're playing the dragon is you're going to flip the game deck over. And now it's going to activate one of its skills, even if it's stunned. Now, the one thing it's not going to do is attack. It cannot do any attack. So the fire dragon is all about attacking. So if I draw a red or a yellow, I should be fine. We got blue, of course. So I'm looking at the gem that's located here. The rest of the card does not matter. So I'm activating the blue gem skill on the dragon. So I'm going to take this card. That gets discarded. Don't need that anymore. And I'm going to activate flight. So basically what flight does is it's considered out of play until my next hero turn. And that's my next hero turn after this. So that's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna be fine. So I can't do any attacking right now. That's fine. I need to get these cards back into my hand. So I think what I'll end up doing on my next turn is, well, we've got upkeep first. So let's put all of our reminder stuff. He's unstunned. He's got 1 poison. So that's cool. Poison always bypasses block. So that's nice. So he's got 7 damage now. And now I'm going to play my hero skill. When I play that, that's going to cost me 2 energy, but at least I get all my cards back. I can't hit him anyway, so let's kind of reset. And now it's the dragon's turn. All right. Dragon's going to draw red. Good. Place that card into the discard pile. It's going to do its attack +3. That's 6 damage. Woo, mama. All right. That's going to bring me down to 12 life. And then this is going to continue on and on and on until the dragon's defeated or until I'm defeated, at which point I lose the game. But if I can defeat the dragon, then I can move on to the next dragon of my choice. I'll gain the points that are located at the bottom, depending on which wave I decide to go into the dragon with. And depending on which wave I go into the dragon with, I'll get different rewards. So I can get a white gem, which basically acts as any gem, but it also acts as energy. It's got a lot of different uses. I can gain just a regular loot, and then I can gain this yellow one that lets me to gain the special consumable, which is the sparks. Each dragon has their own spark, hence the name Dragon Spark. And that's basically the game. Hopefully that gives you a better idea of how this game works and a good idea of the flow of the game. If there's any questions, please leave them down below. I'll definitely be able to answer them. And like I said, I've got a lot of ideas for expansion stuff, hopefully coming out this summer. So if you like the game, definitely follow me on Facebook at GBF Games Facebook. I don't know, Facebook group. I got a whole lot of information that I try to push out there with, Dragon Spark or my other games, Quest for Lost Pixel or Adventure Realms or any other games that I'm working on. So yeah, if you like this game, check it out. It's on the crowd sale right now until January 26th, 2024. So crowd sale is going great. I'm actually quite blown away. So yeah, check it out, and I'll catch you guys later.